Hello, I'm Paul Stoltzfus with Keller Williams Elite here in Lancaster, and I would like to show you the high-level business consultation that's really helping our agents get consistent growth year after year after year. And so whether you're an agent who wants to just consistently do similar or really on a steep growth trajectory, it's kind of up to you how you use the system. But fundamentally what I do is I take a look at what you're doing now, and then we together look at your business. And you will probably learn very quickly, like, oh, here's one or two things I can do right now to get back on track or to take that next step up. And it kind of helps you assess the risk, right? So the first thing I'll do is we'll sit down and say, all right, tell me about your business. And we'll look at it on a summary level. So this works with any business, whether you're an individual business or a big team. What we look at is three general areas. The first one is lead gen. What systems are you using to generate leads? The middle part then is lead follow-up. And then of course, we want an at-bat at a deal, so we call this contract to close. And that's when we get paid. So we'll put a little house here. This is when we get paid, and that's the happy day. So we're shooting to make more of that happen. Now, a lot of us, when we start the business, the first thing we do is we figure out all the legal documents that we have to do. And so we have the consumer notice, buyer agency, then you might put an offer in, so we have agreement of sale, reply to inspections, and all the closing documents, right? And so we check these off, put them up in our dot loop, and we get paid. But we all know there's more than those 5 or 6 documents. There's a whole laundry list of things we do that helps people want to do business with us. And what I'm looking for is, what are the unique things about you? What's your unique perspective, your unique access you give, and your unique experience that you give your clients that makes that repeat referral business go on forever? And that's something you want to document in your operations manual, right? Because people not necessarily want to do business with you. So the myth is that people only will do business with me or do business with you and your team. The truth is they do business with your level of service. People care how they are taken care of, and the process is seamless, and they do business with that level of service, correct? So again, we're going to look at all your lead gen systems, and this might be just picking up your phone and every day you randomly call people, or you might have an online lead gen source. You might have third-party lead aggregators. You might have whatever systems you have to get people into your world. And then you have follow-up systems. It could be Follow-Up Boss, Top Producer, Folio, whatever systems you have to keep in touch with your people. Now, there's something that I like to do is pause at this point and say, okay, this is how we see our business, right? We have our business set up, but let's look at it from the perspective of the client. And I think this might be below the video here. But this is what we know. In the absence of strategy, any tactic sounds like a good idea. All these tactics on here, all the lead gen tactics, the lead follow-up system, the second you get your real estate license, you're bombarded with emails, phone calls, texts, like, hey, buy this, buy that, buy the other thing. You might even have me calling you because I see you're a top producer and I want to get in business with you or learn from you, right? So what we know is all these tactics work, but they don't all work similarly. So we'll take a quick look at the perspective of the homeowner. And there's this thing called the emotional proximity, or the law of emotional proximity. And it just says that on closing day, we are at the closest. We're probably emotionally close to our clients, like more close to them than we ever were before, right? And so day after settlement, it begins, there's like a drop off, and we may be less emotionally connected. And we might not do business with them for another 5 to 7 years, because we know the national average is people buy and sell every 5 to 7 years. It's kind of hard to believe living in Lancaster. My parents lived in the same house since I was a kid. But I guess people move more than we did. Lucky for us, right? So we can do business. So what we look at is, what are the things that we can do to stay emotionally close to our clients so that they choose to use us again in 5 to 7 years, but more importantly, to refer us between that time. And the motto I really like to look at is on page 147 of the Millionaire Realtor book. Page 147 is a 33 touch system. And what I do is I break apart that 33 touch system in a way that's very simple to understand, like, why do we do the phone calls? Why do we do the emails? And why do we do those events? Again, without a strategy, any tactic sounds like a good idea. So the focusing question is your event creating emotional proximity? Is your email creating that emotional closeness? Are those phone calls creating emotional closeness? Or are they perhaps pushing them away? That's what spam is. And so as we go through this, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's kind of like playing in the sandbox of your business, and you'll have really interesting insights into what you might do next. And I always say, well, what can we cross out? What can we stop doing such that no one really will notice? And what can we start doing that's going to make the next big difference? So we know in the last year, prices have risen about 17%. In our office, our agents increased on average 51%, the amount of GCI that they brought in. Last year it was only 49%. So these systems really work. And it's also a really culturally good way to treat people, and so that people don't feel spammed and being pushy to them. So let's connect. I love to learn about you and your business, and I'm just curious to know what we're going to learn together about what your next step is going to be. And you know what's fun? Every business is different, just like every football team. Some football teams run the ball, some people throw the ball, and every team has their unique way they play the game. And that's what we're going to learn with you, and to kind of light the fire within again, to go back and serve your clients at the highest level. Talk to you soon.